Good morning everybody, Rajni from Sashakt Empowering Lives. So today's video goes out on teaching children how to do a why question. A lot of parents come back and tell me that my kid can understand where is the book is on the table, where, how, what is this is glass, or basic things, this is spoon, blah blah blah. They can understand who came on the door, the milkman came on the door. But what they really struggle with is, to an extent, a lot of parents say that even the when the kid can handle, what they really struggle with is a why. So today I thought of doing an entire video, like 10-15 minutes, on giving strategies how you can do a why with a kid who's got what, who, where, when. First you have to get those clear and then you come to the why. So why is basically cause and effect, totally cause and effect. If you want to do why with child, the child has to understand that, oh, this and this and this, first this, because of this. So even if he doesn't know the word because, but he needs to get it into the head that, when this happens, then this happens. That's when they get the concept of Q or why. So we start again, like I always say, that we start with experiential connect. So suppose you're exercising, like I can't even say now that you are out in the park exercising, because we all know what corona has done to our system. So we are not out in the park exercising. Suppose you're exercising at home, you're running, you're jumping, whatever, and the kid says water, kid is shouting or saying pani, anything. Don't just rush. The normal natural tendency of us mothers is, even before the kid will ask, we'll say, oh, you're thirsty, take water. Don't do that. So when the kid says, let the kid say water or pani, whatever. So you say Q, introduce the word Q or why, because otherwise then they will not get it. Say Q, pani kyun chahiye, why you want water, and let the kid come, so the kid is just looking here and there, and you're like, pani kyun chahiye, why you want water, why, and then you give the answer and you say to mama, I am thirsty. So you said pani kyun chahiye, why you want water, tell me. So the kid says, I am thirsty. Say, sure, here you go. Similarly, food or something, khana, ye de do, kyun? So for a Q, if it's lunchtime and you've served everybody, don't serve the kid, okay? I'm not saying don't serve at all. Don't serve for the next 10 seconds, 20 seconds. If your kid is foodie, it'll work great. If he's not, then don't try it. Then it'll be difficult, because he'll be happy. So for a kid who is interested in eating and there's something of his choice that's there for lunch, and he's looking forward, waiting, looking at your face, that, how we do it. We serve the kid first and then we serve anybody else. But this time, everybody start. Okay, you serve yourself, you eat. He's looking, okay, he'll try to get it himself. If he does, you put it aside. If you're somebody who sits on a table, if you're someone who will serve from the kitchen and give you, say no. So he's looking at you. So then he says food, or he says something, roti. You say kyun? You say kyun chahiye roti? And then you supply the answer. क्योंकि भूख लगी है. क्यों चाहिए रोटी? क्योंकि भूख लगी है. बोलो, क्योंकि भी मत बोलने दो, that's okay. भूख लगी है. क्यों चाहिए रोटी? भूख लगी है. So like this, what will happen is that slowly, from within the household activities, the kid will begin to understand the cause and effect. So sometimes you'll have to contrive situations. So you drop some water and you tell the kid, ये देखो, ये क्या हो गया? तो इनसे पानी गिरा. If your kid is someone who's aware कि it can be mopped, okay, so the kid says, water or pani gira or whatever, and you say, if the kid says pocha lao, okay, in Hindi, or says get the mop, if the kid says get the mop or he says pocha lao, you say kyun? Okay, so you say why? So then you say to clean the water. Tell mama to clean the water, to clean the place, or whatever language. Again, this is what I tell in my language classes also to parents. Don't just focus on a grammatically correct sentence for a kid who's cruising at a 2-word, 3-word level. It's like expecting the unrealistic. If the kid is doing pocha lao and you say beta पूरा बोलो, क्योंकि यहाँ पर पानी गिर गया है, इसको साफ करना है, no luck. Kid won't be able to do it. So if the kid is at a pocha lao 2-word stage, then you say क्यों. Just get the kid to a level where he can understand and say पानी गिरा. At least cause and effect. And he says साफ करेंगे. For people who don't understand Hindi, because when I do my videos, a lot of people say, oh, you start speaking vital things in Hindi, then we get stuck. So I'll just repeat that if the kid says bring mop, so you say why? So the kid says water on floor. If suppose the kid says that much, only that much, or water, only water, okay, or floor dirty, anything, if the kid is telling you. So you say, okay, what will we do with mop? So the kid says wipe. You say it in full sentence, we will wipe. So then again you ask why we need mop. So then tell the kid, tell mama to wipe. Like this in every household situation, get the kid to be able to understand a cause and effect. Okay, so change the bed sheet, and then the kid wouldn't bother about change the bed sheet. It's very, very complex. So the kid is looking at your face, you say ask mama why change bed sheet. So kid says why change bed sheet, whether he understands or not, he will just repeat because you asked him to. So you say bed sheet dirty. Then the kid looks at the bed sheet. You say why change bed sheet dirty. So within the house, if you do this morning up until evening and night and continue, somewhere in the head the brain will begin to understand cause and effect, and the brain will say, okay, this Q means followed by this, cause effect. Once they get it, they'll start doing the mix and match, and then there are various variants of what they already know. From there you can, so for example, if you do the odd one out, suppose you're doing that with your kid. If your kid is that level, you're doing the odd one out with your kid. So the kid says, you say apple, banana, you show pictures, okay, just taking an example of how you can incorporate the why anywhere and everywhere. So you say apple, banana, pineapple, elephant, which is odd, and why. Okay, so then the kid understands that these three are fruits and this is so. But then when you say which is odd and you stop there, then you are not using that word why, and you are not getting the kid to know that she's asking me why, this is how I have to answer. So initially it has to be absolutely experience based. So why you want water, why you want me to switch on the light, why light on. Okay, if the kid at night you have purposefully switched off the light, now it gets dark, so the kid is generally what an autistic child will say, switch on. You say why, and you say it is dark. Okay, like that. So like this you develop a cause and effect, and then you use it in teaching concepts. So then you tell the kid ki beta aise bolo, picture A, B, C are fruits, picture D is animal. So as opposed to your why, the kid is required to answer like this. Okay, if picture A, B, C is difficult, say 1, 2, 3. So you name the pictures, you keep the pictures and you put number 1, 2, 3. So the kid can say 1, 2, 3 fruits, 4 animal. At least the kid has understood how to respond to a why question. Once they understand how to respond to a why question, then the chances are very likely that sometimes they will begin asking a why question also. But first, the concept of cause and effect. Cause and effect needs to be established, and it is best done from situations within the environment, within your home. Most of the time, most of our learning, we try to pick up a very fancy book, we bought it for really big, good amount, and we try to teach from there, or the school textbook. And then mostly parents come to me and say, in the school they've got questions like, why was the fox upset when it could not eat the grapes? It's a very higher order why. Very higher order why. Why was the fox upset because it could not eat the grapes? Before that, establish why you want water. Because I am thirsty, or I am thirsty. Why you want food? Why you want pencil? I want to write. At least get the kid to know the why. Slowly then we will take it to why fox upset. No grapes. So we break down that sentence also. Why was the fox very upset when it could not reach the grapes? Okay? Or why was the fox upset? No grapes. So why was the fox upset when it could not reach the grapes? The answer will be fox upset because fox want to eat grapes. Fox got no grapes. At this juncture, until the kid understands the various nuances of the language of what, who, where, when, why and how, expecting full grammatically correct sentences like expecting too much. And I like to give this example in most of my language classes. I tell the parents, I say, suppose you're from the interiors of India, let's say you're from a village, and then because of immigration and all, we are Punjabis, like I've seen this so many times in my surroundings. Okay, so some of my cousins and people who've migrated to the US, those who could not say with confidence, my name is so and so, okay, in English, today they speak English much better than what we living here do. Because again, speaking English is not a matter of pride. It could be French also. Somebody moving to France and staying there like 20 years, coming back, obviously their French will be impeccable because there is a need, right? And they have learnt it for survival, otherwise they cannot communicate, right? Now, how does this example fit in with the child with special needs? What I want to say is, if you closely observe the kind of talk that a person who doesn't know English and just goes to US or any other country, okay, it will be very tuta-futa. So the person, we hear in movies also, like these people who don't know, so they will say, no go, taxi, no go, taxi, not fine, no go. At least they have explained to the person said, oh, okay, I understood, your taxi is not working, no problem, I will go elsewhere. But in 2 words, the person said taxi, no go. Of course, over 20 years, they learn, and then they can say, I'm really sorry, but my taxi is broken down, so you please look for another one. But when they've just gone there, they don't start with that. So similarly, the learning process is, we can't expect our kid to start off with a absolutely grammatically correct sentence. To begin with, we are going to start with 2 words. Just like that no go, and which over a period of time with practice got converted into, I'm afraid, this is the problem, I'm really sorry, you please go there. All of that came in. So similarly, we will start off with small things. Why you want water? I am thirsty, or thirsty. At least establish the connection. This is how you teach the why to a kid on the autism spectrum. I hope this video was of value, and this video brings hope to a lot of parents who are struggling with the concept of teaching why to their children. May each kid win.